Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So, first thing first, I'll just like to apologize for the network glitches, for having, in a way, put you to wait for us this long. You know, sometimes you cannot, in a way, have control over all of these things called networks. As you know, that they are connected by what we call aerials, and then to some extent, the demand might be low, while at some point the demand might be high. So today I'll be taking you through what we call Be Safer Online. So Be Safer Online, this of course is specifically tailored for teachers whom of course have got a close connection to the learners, because the content that is provided herein is for teachers to, in a way, educate their learners or kids to know how to go about the social media, the internet in general, how to be safer online. So, my name is Hotazo, as of course is depicted here on the channel, Hotazo Mohope, of course, and then I'll be with you throughout. So far, can you, in a way, tell me that how often do you know what your kids do, of course, as and when they are on their gadgets? Because we know very much well that the internet is a powerful tool. We can do so many things, of course, online. So to start off, as of when, of course, I have spoken to you, could we just, in a way, talk about some things which we think our kids are doing online? So the question is, do you use the internet to chat with your friends? Do you use the internet to do your homework? Do you use the internet to share photos of your family and friends? Do you use the internet to share funny photos and videos? These are some of the questions which you, as a teacher, you will have to be asking your learners this very same question, as to understand how, of course, they make use of these gadgets. Having to not dwell much, of course, of your time, I'll just like us to proceed straight in. So, they are who we call bad guys, guys. These bad guys are who we call the oversharer, the hackers, and the fishers. So, specifically for you to be able to avoid them, you will have to be understanding that there are as well 5 key things which you need to be practicing as and when you are surfing on the net. Because we know very much well that with the great power comes a great responsibilities. And in the world of this internet, there are some dangers. If we want to continue our awesome adventure through the world of the internet, we must learn to be safe. You need to be sharp. You need to be strong. You need to learn to be alert. You as well need to learn to be brave. So, being brave to some extent, and then being sharp, being kind, being alert, being strong, these all things, of course, are 5 pages, which, of course, I'll be equipping you throughout today's lesson. Let us just embark on having to be sharp. What do we mean when we say be sharp? When we are saying be sharp, we are telling you that you need to learn to share with care. You need to learn to share your content, everything else with care. Because if ever you are not to be sharing with care, believe you me that internet, of course, has got a majority of viewers, majority of audience, over billions of viewers are on the internet, meaning that every now and then almost about 1,000 of us are online. So within just a mere click, it is being shared to the whole world. So you need to be cautious as of what you share with others. What do we mean when we say that you need to be cautious? If ever you share negative things, they will trend. If ever you share positive things, they will trend. The main objective should come to you that should you as a person need to see your negative things trending, or would you love to see your positive things trending? So herefore we see the guy called, of course, at the Salt Bay, the man of salt, Mr. Salt. You can call him whichever name as long as it has got salt in it. So this is a video, most of you might have seen it. Remember, this guy, of course, is this person whom oftentimes, of course, what he does is that as and when he prepares his dishes, he ensures that he gives its best, of course, so that you will love to taste from what he has prepared. So the guy has trended because of the way, the techniques he used as and when he's preparing this. More especially when it comes to the part wherefore he has to spice it up with the salt. So the guy, of course, video has trended to some extent. Wherefore we've seen the likes of Boriana, the likes of the small businesses, as well as the memes, of course, in a way, imitating after him. The likes of Rihanna printed the shirts, of course, of his face. The likes of the small businesses printed some products that had his face, while the likes of the comedians were imitated, of course, on the TikTok, how he, of course, has been pouring this salt. So you will realize that the internet depends upon how you use it. There is as well this video by Mark Angelo Comedy, of which, of course, it has got over 1 million views. You may search it, not only this one, but the guy in general is Mark Angelo. If ever you are to just go onto the internet and then search Mark Angelo Comedy, you will realize that almost all of his videos have got over millions of views, of course. This means that whatsoever he's doing, he knows very much well that internet has got much more influence. Should I share this, is going to reach this much audience. And then lucky enough with him, of course, he is a comedian, he is a YouTuber. As and when he shared this and then he's getting these views, he gets to make commission. But what about you? If ever you are to share all of this, of course, and then they go to trend without you having to make sense, or to make sense out of it. So what you need to do is just to be cautious, guys. Be cautious of what you are sharing. Because having to be an oversharer, it means that you share too much info about you and your friends. You compromise your security. You make yourself, of course, easy target for the hackers, easy target for the phishers, easy target for all those kidnappers, of course. You never know, of course, who of your followers could be, of course, what we call like an oversharer. The main thing in here is that in almost everything you do, you must prepare. You must be cautious, guys, because internet is brutal. In as much internet, of course, is effective. So there are certain examples which we need to take into consideration. There is this particular example, of course, wherefore there is a girl called Chibobiti, whom, of course, commented on social media to say, "I hate my teacher." While her friend Remy Ayiro as well got to respond that, "Me too." Little did they all know that their teachers, of course, is as well having access to the social media. He is as well following them. So he has to ask them, or he has to comment again on their post to say that, "Do you realize that we are friends here online?" So can you just imagine what the embarrassment Chibu BT as well as Remy Airo, of course, felt? And then how scared, of course, that, of course, to some extent, uh, impacted their lives. Perhaps we do not know where they are now. We might be speaking while they have already been expelled. They might have been suspended. Why? Because of the reckless use of social media, the reckless use of the internet. So for you to be safer, you must check your settings. What do we mean when we say check your setting? So you need to check your settings so that you will be able to filter the audience who should see what you share. Who should see what you share. That's the importance of the setting, because settings are awesome. They allow you to control who sees what is on your page. You need to familiarize yourself, guys, with the settings, of course, on your favorite social media platforms. So you only share with the people whom you want them to see. Otherwise, qaphela, guys, qaphela, be careful, tlhokomela. So this is a particular video, of course, that which I'll not be playing. It just shows the impact of oversharing. How, of course, sometimes it can be impactful in a positive manner, and sometimes it can be impactful in a negative manner. And then we know what negative manner means. It means that, of course, your social behavior will be impacted, will be affected. So there are just some things which I just need us to take into consideration, because you need to understand that some things are not meant to be shared with almost everyone. So it is not okay to share with anyone, of course, the likes of your home address and phone number, the likes of what again, the likes of your location, the likes of, there are just some nasty things which you should not be sharing with everyone. But it is okay for you to share with friends the likes of course, the homeworks, the schoolworks, and photos and music, the complements and the dictionary definitions, news articles, stuff related. The likes of your password, you shouldn't dare share with anyone. So you just need to know how to separate your personal life to the public life, your social media life to your actual life, because what you see on social media is not always the case, guys. Sometimes what you see on social media, it is the things that which of course have been faked. They first had to be filtered, they first had to be photographed so that they appear appealing to us. As and when they appear appealing, we get to in a way love or envy what of course we see, and then we think like that is the actual life. No, guys, do not be fooled. Social media is just a mere social media. Not everything you see there is what of course represent them. Some of them, they do not even have what you see there. So let us just play, guys. There is this particular game, which of course we need to some at point take into consideration so that we can understand what is it that we should share, what is it that we should not share. If ever, of course, this statement appears to you, rather you just say true or false, because this question is a matter of having to answer true or false on the comment box. So once it's on the internet, it stays there forever. Is it true or false? If ever you think it's true, say it's true in the comment box. If ever you think it's false, as well do comment on the comment box. I'll as well be able to see it. Should I not be able to see it, my colleagues will as well assist me. So once it's on the internet, it is definitely true. You can even see this forever, of course. It shows that this is just true. True depicts by green, safe to go. So it's true. Whenever it is on the internet, it doesn't matter whether you have deleted it or not. If ever it is to be on the internet, everyone has got access to it. Because over billions of people, of course, are online. About 1.37 billion people use the internet. Is it true or false? Should you feel that is true, comment on the comment box. Should you feel like it's false, do as well shout out. So this one is definitely true. There are beyond 2 billion people right now on the internet. So you need to be very careful of what you share. So people like becoming a meme and going viral. Do you personally like becoming a meme and going viral? If ever that, of course, to you it is true, comment on the box. If ever it is false, comment on the box. But personally, I know that not everyone loves to be meme except if they aren't comedians. The only people who love to be memes, they are comedians because they make money out of them being memes. But just an ordinary person cannot love to be a meme. This is definitely false. So sharing online can reveal your location. Is it true or false? Very true. Because if ever you are to share your thing online, you are exposing yourself to the scammers. You are exposing yourself to the scavengers, to the fishers, to the hackers. So you just ought to capel. You just ought to be careful. So sharing your online can reveal your location. It is very much true, guys. You must never, in a way, share anything online of which you do not want people to see. Share only the things that which you would like them to be seen. I think like in that way I am clear. So if ever I do not share it with my parents, they won't see it. Is it true or false? So we all know about the setting patterns, right? If ever you are not to share it with your parents as audience, they will not be able to see it. Why? Because this, of course, you are able to set it on the setting platform. So ensure that before you set or you share any post, you check your setting. If ever you are to check your setting, that's when, of course, you are going to go all right. So it's definitely false. If ever you don't share with your parents, they won't see it. Do not feel like they won't see it because everyone has got access to what we call internet. So right now, remember, uh, we have just collected what we call Bing Sharp. Yay! We have just collected a batch called Bing Sharp. Right now, we'll be going to the one called Bing Strong. Secure your secrets. I'll be teaching you how to secure your secrets. What do I mean how to secure your secrets? Securing your secret, we are talking about having to tighten your security. Because security is all that matters. So if ever your security is weaker, the hacker might get access to your account and personal information. For example, here there are some three possible passwords of which most of us love to set, which of course the hackers are easily to guess. Number one, you will realize that there is what we call 123 underscore 56. So you can even just predict that there the missing number is 4. Number two, there is what we call pa double underscore wo underscore d. You can even try to guess that this is a password. Number three, there is what we call h double underscore lo. You can guess that this is hello. So these are some of the things which will prohibit you to be setting, of course, as your passwords. You see, four passwords, hello. These are just so weak passwords. As and when you set password, you must deviate from making them simpler. You must ensure that they are hard, that they are complicated, they are complex, but only you are able to know what, of course, they are. You are the only you are able to recall them. So what do we mean by saying set a strong password? It must be 8 to 12 characters, number one. Secondly, it must be a mix of numbers and letters. Number four, it must have got upper cases as well as lower cases. So it must have got the special characters, guys, the likes of asterisks and hashtags. Those are some of the things which will make your password to stand out, will make your password to be complex so that you are not easily hacked. So, can you just try to make your password memorable? I'll just be giving you a tips on how to go about it. So, number one, as and when you are to set your password, you must ensure that, for example, instead of you having to write E, you must put 3. Having to write I, you must put, of course, exclamation mark, S5, T positive, G9, I1, O0, T7, B8. In that way, you will know how to go about having to set a stronger password. What do I mean? Okay, let us just try to create one password here so that you will get the sense of what I mean. There is this phrase, for example, my little brother is Ethan, who was born in December. So we just need to set a password that revolves around this sentence. How do we go about it? Can you as well give it a try? If ever you are to give it a try, put it on the comment box. So first thing first, you will realize that we have put M as in my, L as in little, and then Ethan as in Ethan, brother as in just B, and then I as in just I, you B as in, of course, born, and then D as in December. So now our password, you will realize that it is so very much longer as well as complicated. It has got the mixture of both uppercase and lowercase, and it's longer. No one can guess such, right? This is the first one. Secondly, you having to go about it. It will mean that you have to as well make mix of numbers as well as special characters. The likes of, instead of you having to put E, you can even spice up to say 3. Instead of you having to put I, you can even spice up to put exclamation mark. B to put 8, so forth like that. In that way, you will realize that your password are now strong. Deviate from having to set the password that are very much weaker in such a way that they are easy to be guessed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very simple password. Hello, and then you think like you can fool us. No, man. Let us deviate from setting such passwords. Let us ensure that we make our password longer, complicated, but we can, in a way, be able to access them. More especially, deviate from setting password using your personal information. You can even continue to still mix those, of course, numbers as well as capital letters or small letters, just as long as you are able to recall what you have said. So ensure that your password is longer, guys. Your password is rememberable. Your password, of course, is complex. It has got the mixture of numbers, smaller cases, upper cases, sterics, stuff related. So, can you now remember your password? You must ensure that you remember your password. One thing for sure which you must deviate from is to write your password down so that you will not be so that you will remember it. Ensure to cram it, just like the way you know your cell phone number by heart, just like the way you know your number phone by heart. In that way, you'll be safe. And do not set the same password across all your accounts. On Facebook, let your password be different. On YouTube, let your password be different. On Instagram, so forth like that. On email, on banking details, stuff related. Never ensure that your password remains the same across all, of course, of your applications. You need to use a unique password for each of your important accounts. Is it very true or false? I've just given you. Then you must do it. You must use unique password for each of your important accounts. The likes of banking applications, the likes of Facebook, stuff related, so that you will not, in a way, be scammed. You will not be hacked. You will not be impersonated. So, You must use a personal information such as the name, address, phone number when you make a password. Should you do it or not? Guys, please do not use your personal information. Those are first things that which scammers start to search from. Deviate from doing that. Just don't. So you must use a password that is easy to guess, like your nickname or favorite baseball team. So should you use it or not? Guys, deviate from using what people know you by. Ensure that your password remains unique to you alone, because your password is your secret. If ever you lose it, you have lost almost everything, because you might have given people access to your most important information. So now, use at least 8 characters when you are creating a password. Should you use it or not? I've advised you at least 8 characters are reasonable when you're setting a password. Do not make any password lesser than 8 characters. You can even know that it is not easy for you to win a lottery, right? Because a lottery has got 50 numbers, and then out of these 50 numbers, you must choose six. From these six, for you to win, you must all know them. So it is not easy for you to know it. Probability there is very much difficult. So you must ensure that you use at least 8 characters so that you do not remain easy target. You are not easily guessed. So you must use it. You must do it. So you must share your password with people so you do not forget it. Guys, please do not do that. Do not share your password. Do not write your password down so that you do not forget them. What you do is risky. Ensure that you cram them. You put them onto your medulla oblongata. You put them into your pituitary gland. Medulla oblongata, your mind. Ensure that you cram them. You know them. Not necessarily know them, just like the way you know your name. Know them even when you are asleep, but ensure that your password do not remain the same across all your, of course, accounts. Ensure they remain unique but complex. So log out of your account when after you have finished on a public computer. You can even hear, guys, public computer. This is not yours alone. This is for us. Ensure that you log out. Never say you remember password. Otherwise, you might expose yourself for the next person who will be using it. Log out from the public computer, guys. Log out. Simply. Tick, remember my password when using a public computer. Again, this is a public computer. Why should you remember a password on a public computer? Are you giving the whole public access to your personal information? Do not tick remember my password when you are using the public computers. The public computers, we are talking about any computer which does not belong to you. When you are at the library, that those computers do not belong to you. When, of course, you are at school, those computers do not belong to you. When you are at the local internet cafe, those do not belong to you. But when you are using your personal computer called PC, you can say, remember my password. When you are using a smartphone, you can say that, of course, you own. You can say, remember a password. But if ever they are not personal computers, ensure that you deviate from having to remember password on the public computer, guys. Public computer is for public use, not for personal use. So right now, I think like you know how to be strong. You know how to set a secure password. So now you also need to Learn how to be alert. Don't fall for fake, guys. Do not fall for fake, okay? There are so many false things, eh? There are so many fake things on the social media. So there are so galore of them. And then if ever you are not to be careful, you might as well, in a way, fall prey of them. There's this particular video, I think like I should be sharing with you. Uh, Having to share it with you, it might as well but affect my slides. Though I'll have to share it with you towards the end of my workshop with you guys. So you must never fall for fake. There are so many false people out here, and you will laugh, eh? And these people are so very are so very much, of course, knowledgeable of them having to be fake. They will fake it to an extent wherefore you feel like this legit, this legitimate, and then you fall for it. Once you have fallen for it, you are being scammed. So be alert. They are who we call phishers. Because these phishers can get access to your personal information by tricking you or harm your device with malware. So be careful, guys. Be very much careful. Malware, we're talking about what you know of viruses. For example, these are the few examples of the phishers. Look here. Oh my God, click here to win 1 million and see everyone who is in love with you. Does this sentence make sense? You click here to win 1 million US dollar and then you will see everyone who is in love with you. Can you really take this like serious? It is good idea, of course, not to click onto this unless you are 100% sure that this is legitimate, but deviate from such links. These are what we call phishers. They are theatrics by the phishers. So, for example, look here, you are trying to log into your Google account, but check the address there. That address is not authentic. It's not from Google. So you shouldn't, in a way, fall for it. Check what you have clicked on before you can input your details. Be careful. Do not fall for fake, guys. So, how do you see this thing is a fake or is a real? First thing first, you need to ask yourself, does this site include indicators of a trustworthy site like badges? Does it further, of course, include what we call the URL that is secured? Or is it the URL, of course, is this URL matching, of course, the site you are looking for? You must further understand if whether this site is too good to be true or it's just a mere fake. Are there any pop-ups? Be very much so. Be wary of what we call pop-ups, because pop-ups are what, of course, lure us into most scams. When you see pop-ups and then you are not sure of that particular website, do not click. In actual fact, run away. Exit that site. The site must have HTTPS, not HTTP only, or it must have a green padlock. So you will be able to see. So is the person or the site asking you to reveal a private information? If that is the case, Valek. Hey, Valeka. So, like the way we have been answering the one for true or false, you might as well, in a way, assist me in here, having to assess if whether this is real or fake. So, right now, is this real or fake? You will realize that we are having an important membership information here. They say, dear trainee, a big thank you for your membership with us. Because you have been such an amazing member, we'd like to upgrade you to a premium at no cost. Of course, if ever you are a trainee and then you know very much well that you have subscribed for membership at cinema.com, this is exactly true. So, another thing, here it is a business called Donuts and More Shop. Is it true? Is it real or fake? Of course, it is real. You can see that everything about this site depicts what it really is, right? It's very much true. They sell donuts, and then its site is all about it. Even the site is much secured, so we are good to go. Congratulations, you won an iPhone. Have you ever applied for any iPhone? Do not fall for such. Be careful, Capella. Capella, be careful, guys. This false. If ever you haven't applied for any iPhone, you cannot be winning iPhone from the sky. Hello, my friend. I have won a lottery. You can even hear that I have won a lottery. Can a person whom have won a lottery tell you? They wouldn't. You will never know the person whom have won a lot of cash. You just need to be careful. Do not be fooled. These guys are mere scammers, mere fishers. They need to get information to your personal information, to your account, stuff related. Be careful. Very careful. This is fake. Hey, you seem like a fun person to hang out with. Let's have fun together. Can you add me on your list, Rainy? No, guys. This scam. How can I just seem to be fun? Can you just look at me and then think like I'm fun? Can you read me? So you don't have to be falling for these things. These are mere scams. So Capella, be careful, guys. This is fake. Your Facebook account has violated. Facebook, guys, first thing first, Facebook will never send you anything by the address starting with bit.ly. Be careful. If ever there is any violation you have made, Facebook will be speaking to you direct from your account support system, not via SMSs, unless you have forgotten password and then they have sent you OTP. That's the only time when Facebook will be speaking to you. So we have just collected the one for being alert. Right now, we are moving straight into being kind. How do we mean when we say being kind? It is cool to be kind. So you have to understand that kindness is next to godliness. If ever you are kind, you will forever be at ease with yourself and then your surrounding. So, like as you see, treat others the way you will like to be treated. If ever you need a negative treatment, treat them negatively. If ever you need positive treatment, treat them positively. In that way, you will be rest assured of having to get what you needed. So let us just talk, guys. There are several ways that you can do to spread kindness. How do we do that? First thing first, here are some things which we need to do. Someone found your friend's phone and then sent a really mean message about another student to a bunch of people on a soccer team. What will you do? If ever this, of course, was your friend, and then these are some things that which, of course, they were exposed to. Someone is posting serial mean about your comment or students and stuff related. So first thing first, guys, you need to warn those people and then ensure that they get to realize that what they are doing is mean and then it should not be promoted. If ever they remain, of course, arrogant, speak to the elders, speak to the coaches, speak to your teachers. In that way, you will always go well. There is an online game that a bunch of your friends play, and this time one player starts saying the nasty stuff about one, you must tell them, and then you must as well warn them. Try to spread kindness, guys. Kindness is what, of course, will get us to be at ease with each other. What we mean when we say be kind, these are just mere simple things. What we mean when we say be kind. Don't pass on gossip. If ever someone has shared something with you, keep it because they have entrusted that with you. Block a mean or inappropriate behavior. Support others without expecting to be supported in return. Be an abstander. Know what you are standing for. Have a responsibility. Do not just in a way be coaxed by everyone. If ever they say, let's go to this side, you do. Let's go to that side, you as well do. Be very much abstander, guys. Be abstander. So these are some of the things which you really need to recall. You must really take into consideration such things, guys, because if ever you are not upstander, verily, of course, you will fall prey of these things. So right now, I'll have to take you to being brave. What do I mean when I say be brave? Say you need to say something. If ever you are being, of course, abused, say it to your friends that, guys, the treatment you have given me is not good. I hate it. If ever, of course, you feel like something they have said behind your back, you need to talk it out. Speak it to them. Don't just bottle it. Report or blog all inappropriate content. Get a proof. Don't just be afraid. So in that way, you will know very much well that you have taken everything. So like, yeah, guys, I am through with regard to what I have heard for you. And then tomorrow, same here, same place, of course, at about 12, my colleague will be here. And then as well as 3 p.m., they will be here teaching you another subject matter, which you need to take into consideration. So because at the end of the day, we all need to be savvy when it comes to the issue of internet security or online safety, because safety is for everyone. So that's just all there is to it. Like I've promised that I'll need to be sharing my screen. So there's a particular video which I'll need to be sharing with you. Yeah, let me try to share the whole screen with you. Let me share audio as well, because as and when I'll be sharing this entire screen, it means, of course, I'll have to be it really doesn't want to give me an option to assist you. So basically, the video I was trying to be sharing with you guys. All right. So the video I'm trying to share with you is just of a person whom, so these YouTubers, the one whom claims to be what we call bodybuilders. She is there, of course, uh, trying to make the press ups, while the guy, of course, whom sees her, he is as well trying to copycat what she's doing. Little did he know that the girl was faking it, because at the end of the day, while the guy was busy doing that, the girl, of course, had to happen that there are some cats playing on her background. Those cats exposed that the video which this girl was making, it was a mere hoax for the main purpose of having to receive likes. So the reason why we are saying that, do not fall prey, guys. Do not be lured by what you see on a social media, because what you see on a social media is not entirely the whole story. There are so many fakes, there are so many false, of course, things which are happening, just that you may not be knowing them. So the real life is what you live. Be content to what you live. You do not owe anyone, guys, any beauty pictures. You do not owe anyone any personal information on social media. You owe only yourself the success. You owe only yourself the accomplishment of whatsoever you are doing. That brings about the positive change. So, guys, you please tomorrow, guys, ensure that you tune in to the program, so that as and when my fellow, of course, colleagues will be taking you through this, you will as well learn the new ways of having to go about marketing, concept of security, surfing the internet, more concept having to promote your blog, having to say thank you for your time, or here and there, whenever you have raised it in the comment box, I believe that, of course, my colleagues have attended to you, because as and when I was checking, I did not see any comments, meaning whatsoever that I was doing was very on the right path. So until next time we meet, guys, take care. Ciao.